Here's what you missed on Phathead and Cande in the morning. Weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.
My Country 96.1 Phathead Cande Roth. We're looking at a cold day, but better than the last couple of days. We are on a warming trend. By Saturday, we should be like 35-ish or so. Good. Heat wave. Let's go. Let's go. So not as bad as the last couple days, but it's winter. It's January. We've gotten off very lucky the last couple of years, I would say.
Oh, I think so. Last year, I find, was much more mild.
Oh my God!
Right?
Yes, right. Well, that's my point. Is we're getting we've gotten off easy the last few years, so we got a little cold this year so far. It's fine. We're gonna be okay.
Yes.
Cande, lots to get to. But yesterday we were discussing kindergarten teachers, and you were just lovely about your kids.
Yes, I was mentioning my their first grade teacher, Mrs. Discornia, because we were honoring teachers and trusting teachers and also nurses who made the top of the list. And I remembered a fond memory of Mrs. Discornia, who I think of often.
So I started talking about the kindergarten teacher of my kids, who is a gem in the community. And for the life of me, I could not think of her name, which is crazy because all three of my kids had her, and she is like, she's that teacher that starts your kids off in elementary school and you just never forget, right? And
she's one of a kind for me. We went through many teachers, but she stands out for sure.
Right. So after the show, I get an email, and it reads like this. And by
Dear
the way,
Mr. Phathead, I am shocked by the lack of your memory.
I knew ahead of time. I mean, we had a close relationship when the kids were in elementary school. She is a country music fan. I have seen her at concerts, at some of our shows in Jones Beach and all that stuff. So we had a personal relationship. And she says, "Hi, Mr. Phathead. So you can't remember your kid's kindergarten teacher? LOL. Warmly."
Nothing funny about that.
And then she always ends her emails, warmly, Mrs. Larson. And
Mrs. Larson, I'm sorry he couldn't remember you.
her name is, they call her Sandy, Sandra Larson, but Sandy is, a lot of people call her Mrs. Larson. Can't believe I couldn't get it into my brain yesterday, but an absolute gem for teaching the kids. And I will tell you, there is one thing I'll never forget. She said something to me when Abigail was in her class in kindergarten, and she had Leah at that point, and she said, or I said something like, they are two completely different kids or something like that. And she starts laughing. She goes, "Let me tell you something. Leah is a great kid. Leah is a smart kid. I knew that right away." She goes, "But Abigail's going to break Leah out of her shell. She is a different type of animal," right?
Oh.
And she knew because Abigail is the rowdy one, if you want to.
Really? I had no idea Abigail was the rowdy one.
Yeah, she's like, that girl, she will teach Leah a thing or two about breaking out of her shell. I've never forgotten that. And that's been their personalities through the years. So yes, we are honoring the teachers, and from an article yesterday, and I apologize profusely to Mrs. Larson for forgetting her name. I don't know how that happened yesterday. I am sorry. I am. And thank you to all the teachers out there who listen to us.
Absolutely. All right, Mrs. Larson,
right.
We must move on.
Okay, now, you said you are going to a wedding this summer?
Yes, I have a wedding of one of my son's friends who was in my son's wedding, and I'm sort of like a mom to him in a lot of ways. I love him, Alex. And yeah, he's getting married this summer. Big, big event happening.
Okay, so here are the top wedding trends of 2025.
All right, let's see.
All right, number one on the list is wedding content creator. And
That's what they need, a wedding content creator?
okay, so let me set the scene. You have your regular videographer, your regular pictures, things that we've done throughout the years. A wedding content creator will go around with their GoPro, their phone, whatever, and capture the intimate, like the moments that you might see on social media or you want to remember for later, or they'll put together some things that will go on the person's social media. It's a different type of video. You got me?
I like it. I gotcha. I feel you. Good.
All right. So it captures the very intimate moments, and that is wedding content creator. That's number 1 on the list for weddings this year.
Okay.
Smaller wedding parties is the new hot thing. Forget about having 20 bridesmaids and groomsmen. Keep it small. Cut it down. And they also say a lot of the people that are on the fringe that you think you're doing them a favor by putting them in the party, they don't want to be in the party. Okay?
I'll give you an example because Jackie and Casey are going to a wedding of a friend of Jackie's that was actually in her wedding. Jackie is not in her wedding. The girl understood she's a new mom with a little kid. They're very happy that that worked out that way. So you got to go person by person. She had 9 bridesmaids, Jackie, which was a lot. So I'm all for cutting it back.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's a lot of work being at a wedding party.
A lot of work, yes.
All right, number 3, wedding trends for this year. Film-style photography. Photos that look like they were shot with an old-school camera.
How do we do that?
Like, there's lenses and things you can put over the pictures and stuff. Make them look kind of more classic than they would these days. Number 4, wedding trend, mismatched bridesmaids dresses. They don't have to look the same, Candy.
I agree. They don't have to look the same.
Yeah, and some people don't look good in the same color and styles and things like that. All right, next trend for the wedding. Multiple wedding dresses. You get married in the first one, then you change into a more comfortable one for the dancing and the reception. Thoughts?
I guess. I think one is enough. You pick out the greatest dress that you love to death. But I know that that's been a trend for a long time where brides are changing into multiple outfits. I'm not a fan.
Oh, I thought you'd like that. I think that, like, for the wedding, you wear the standard dress, maybe the high heels,
I say
right?
if you're spending $7,000 on a dress, you can wear it all day. It's okay.
No, I get it. But then, like, you change into more comfortable shoes and a more comfortable dress to dance in and party in for the reception. But you're not into it. You don't like it.
I like the one dress, but, I'm not the knower of everything. Do your thing. Be you.
All right. How about this? New wedding trend. Experiential wedding weekends. Like, take your wedding party or guests to do unique events or experiences for a couple of days prior to the wedding.
That's a lot. That's a
lot of work. A lot of work, a lot of money.
I don't like that. It's a lot.
If you were on a, what do they call it? A destination wedding.
Right.
Then that kind of makes sense. I get that. If you're getting married down the road, I don't know. I don't know if that's really necessary.
Yeah, I think it's a bit much. Unless you're doing something very small with a lot of family. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I think it's a lot.
Okay, couple more. Another wedding trend for this year: custom dance floors, like with the wedding. The people getting married, their logo, their initials, whatever.
I've seen that. I do like that. I think that's great.
Another one is drone footage. If you're outside, have a drone operator from above. What do you think?
I would be a little afraid of the drones. But yeah, listen. Like I said, do you, be you. If that's the wedding you want with drones flying around, go for it.
All right, last one, wedding trend for this year, themed dress codes. Like, hey, it's the 1920s. Everyone's got to dress like the 1920s.
Yeah, I hate that.
I know, me too.
Like, I really hate that.
Please, how about this? Everyone dress like you're watching Netflix. How about that?
No, stop. There's a line to be drawn, but yeah, I don't want a themed wedding where I have to dress up as whatever. I don't like that.
Come on, you don't think that's a good idea? A Netflix-themed wedding. It's all couches.
No.
You eat on a couch. You wear sweatpants. No?
No,
Okay.
no, and no. It's
right.
bad enough sometimes I think about what you're doing during the day and that image pops up. Yeah, I don't want to see that at a wedding.
All right. Cande, a lot more to do. We're going to get into pizza ordering. We're going to get into the worst rated foods in the world. National Day's good news stories. You're bald and the beautiful up at about 8:12, less than 20 minutes away. And we're cold, but we're a touch warmer than we were the last couple of days. Phathead and Cande, My Country 96.1.
Phathead and Cande in the morning, weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.